Okay, good morning, everyone. We are on Kuf Beis Amud Aleph, top line. We're talking about that even Achia Shiloni made a mistake when Yeravam was able to convince everybody to sign on the document that would allow him to put the two Egels, one in Beisel and one in Dan. So the Gemara says, Yehu tzadika rabba have. Even Yehu was a tzaddik. Shenamar vayom Hashem el Yehu yana asher hativosa lasosa yashar beinai kechol asher bilvavi asisa lebeis achav b'nei reviyim yeshvu lecha al kisa Yisrael. So we clearly see that Yehu did everything that was yashar beinei Hashem, and therefore he's going to have generations that are going to be Kisei Yisrael, they're going to be Melachim. Uchsiv Hashem lo shamar v'yiviyehu lo shamar lalachas b'toras Hashem la Yisrael b'chol levavo lo sar me'achatos yirav masher hechti Yisrael, and yet he sinned. So, what was it? How's it possible that on one hand he was a tzaddik, on the other hand he sinned? Mal garmala. So what caused him to sin? Amar by bris krusa lisvasayim shenamar achav avad abal ma'at yehu yavdenu harbe, and Rava Amar chot moshel Achia Shiloni Ra Vita. So you have two different opinions here. One opinion is that the reason that Yehu sinned was because he said something with his mouth. And even though when he was saying it with his mouth, he didn't mean it in the way that he said it. Lamaisa, when something comes out of your mouth, so it's a bris that's krusa l'svatzayim. What did he say? So the story is that he wanted people to be killed for serving avodah-zarah. So he said in a very deceiving way, join me and let's worship all of the gods in the world. Achav only went ahead and served Baal a little bit. Yehu, talking about himself, Yavdenu Harbe, he'll serve a lot. Even though he was only doing that in order to convince and get the people to come and to serve avodah-zarah so that he could go ahead and kill them. At the end of the day, he ended up serving avodah-zarah himself because he sort of gave himself a curse. That's one reason that he went the other path. The other reason is because of this chosama that we talk about of Achia Shiloni. Once Achia was convinced and tricked to sign on the document to allow avodah-zarah, so then Yehu allowed avodah-zarah as well. Zog the Gemara, Ksiv, it says, it's not Dichsiv. If you look at the Aleph, it's Ksiv. It's a new topic. Shachata seisim seitim hamiku vani musar lekulam. What does this mean? Amar b'yochanan, Amar Kadosh Baruch Hu, Heim hamiku mishali. They were even greater than me. They were more machmer than I was. Ani amarti kol sheino l'regel over b'asei. I said that anybody who goes ahead and doesn't do aliyah l'regel, you're over the asay of coming 3 times shalosh pamim bashana. V'heim amru. And the Rishonim and the Jewish people said, Kol ola regel yidaker b'charav. They were more strict than me. They said, anybody who comes to aliyah l'regel, we're going to kill with a sword. So I was only, okay, it's a bittul asay. They were mamish, going to kill anybody who came to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'yihi ba'esahi v'yiravam yatzam Yerushalayim v'yimatzir so Achia Shiloni anavi b'derech v'miskasa b'salma chadasha. We're going to talk about this pasuk. It was at that time that Yeravam went out of Yerushalayim and he met Achia Shiloni the Navi, and he was wearing a robe, and that was the beginning of the time where they split the Malchus Yisrael. As Rashi tells us, they took the robe and they cut it into 12 pieces, and the Malchus Yisrael was split. So we're going to dissect this pasuk. Says the Gemara, Tana Mishum Rabbi Yossi, Eis he mizumenes leparanos. When it says the word Eis, it means something bad's about to happen, like it says in this pasuk, Vayhi ba'esahi, etc., etc., etc. The Jewish people were split. The Eis pikuda sam yovedu, Tana Mishum Rabbi Yossi, Eis mizumenes leparanos. That's also, again, that's talking about Tisha B'Av. That Eis pikuda sam. But Eis ritzoni nisicha, at the time of Ratzon, I'll answer you. Tana Mishum Rabbi Yossi, Eis mizumenes letova. So Eis is mizumenes most of the time lepranis, but could also be mizumenes letova. At the time of Ratzon, I'll answer you. That's letova. Uviyom pakti upakati aleyam chatasan. That's talking about the cheta egel, and then I'm going to take it for every year. And it talks about Tisha B'Av. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to repay you for the chet. Tana Mishum Rabbi Yossi, Eis he mizumenes lepranis. Eis is mizuman the bad things when it says the word ace. Because that led to Yehuda and Tamar, and then ultimately being Chayiv Tzreif and her two children dying. His two children dying. So the Gemara, sometimes not just the word ace means there's going to be parnas. Sometimes the place itself is mezumah leparnos. B'Shchem inu as dina. Shchem, the place itself was mezumah leparnos. In Shchem they raped Dina. In Shchem macharach es Yosef. B'Shchem nechleka malchus beis David. So now back to that pasuk. V'yiravam yatzam Yerushalayim. He went out of Yerushalayim and he met Achia Shiloni, etc. Amar v'Chanina bar Papa. Sheyatzam mi pitka shel Yerushalayim. He left the pitka of Yerushalayim. He wanted to have nothing to do with Yerushalayim again. What does that mean, Besalma Chadasha? What does it mean they were wearing a new robe? Amar of Nachman, Kisalma Chadasha. What does it mean that Yeravam was wearing a new robe? It means even though he was a Rasha, Kisalma Chadasha, Salma Chadasha in Bashum Dofi, after Rasach Sheyarvam lo ya Bashum Dofi. Just like there's no defects on the Salma Chadasha, he had no defects in his Torah learning. He was a Talmud Chacham. Davaracher Salma Chadasha, Shechitshu Devarim Shaloshama Ozen Meolam. Salma Chadasha is a play on words that there were new chidushim that nobody ever heard. Again, meaning that he was a Talmud Chacham. What does it mean? What does it mean that Yeravam was by himself with Achia Shiloni in the Sadeh? What does that mean on a deeper level? They were so great that all other Talmidei Chachamim were like the Esav of the field compared to them. Or that all of the reasons of the Torah were revealed to them like the Sadeh. Either way, they were two Talmidei Chachamim. Says the pasuk, Lachein, therefore, Tidni Shluchim al Moresha Gad Bate Achziv Lachzav Lamalchei Yisrael, saying the Jewish people are going to be punished. What does this mean? Amr of Chanina bar Papa, Yatza Bas Kol Amr Lan to the Jewish people. Mishar Agas Aplishti V'Horish Eschem. God, who was that? David HaMelech who killed the Plishti. Tidnu Shiluch Labanav. That's how you treat his children. You treat David HaMelech who was so great to you. You treat him like that. And now you're treating Yeravam like this. Batei Achziv Lachzav L'Malchei Yisrael. That's how you treat David HaMelech. This is how you go ahead and you treat another king. Therefore, I'm going to punish you and I'm going to put you into the hands of your enemies, the people that hate you. If you get enough in this world without a bracha, you're stealing from Hashem and the Jewish people. So you're stealing from Aviv, which is the Kadosh Baruch Hu. So you're stealing from your mother. Where do you see that the mother is a Knesset Yisrael? The Torah of your mother. Imecha is the Jewish people. Zak the Gemara, therefore, you say a bracha, as Rashi says. You don't want to steal. Zak the Gemara, my chaver hu leish mashchis. What does it mean that he's a chaver leish mashchis? Chaver hu liyiravam ben nevat shehishcha Yisrael aviyim shabashamayim. Anybody who again goes out and steals, he's a chaver to Yeravam ben nevat, who we're talking about, who is mashchis, the Jewish people, destroy the Jewish people to their Father in heaven. Caused a break between HaKadosh Baruch Hu and us. Next pasuk. Again, we're continuing to talk. Where are you?
Well, just in general, we're talking about
Yeravam and how bad he was.
He's a bad guy.
And we're just comparing in general. Over here, we were comparing to the fact that they were Mamlechim versus David HaMelech. Where do you see anything about a tzaddik?
No, but they were talking about the Talmidei Chacham.
Oh. So he's saying he was a Talmud Chacham.
Who was Yeravam?
Yeravam.
The bad guy.
Yeah. You could be bad and be a Talmud Chacham. There's a lot of bad Talmidei Chacham. Yeah. Sorry, I don't mean like that. There's a lot of people that are Talmidei Chachamim, quote unquote, and not necessarily 100%.
That's this guy.
Yeah. Yeah. So he was a bad Melech, but he was a Talmud Chacham. That's what the Gemara is saying. Yes, thank you for the clarification. So the Gemara. Sometimes when you know too much, you get into trouble as well.
And he suffers more benefits.
Right, but also when you know too much, sometimes you're able to
find your way around.
Cause more problems. Amar Bechanin, Kishtei Makalos Hamatido Zed. How did he get them to sin? like a makla, 2 makilos that were hitting each other. He would basically, as Rashi says, he would take one stick and he would basically take the other stick and like hit it far away. That's what he did to the Jewish people. He hit the Jewish people very far away. Zok the Gemara, V'di Zahav. When Eila Dvarim, the beginning of Dvarim, so Moshe Rabbeinu said V'di Zahav, he was alluding to the Egel Azav. Amr Debei Rabbi Yanai, Amr Moshe Nekash Rachamon Shalom, Mishvil Kesav Azav Shesbaz on the Yisrael, Achiyom Rudai, Garmlam Lasos Lahem Elohei Zahav. Moshe Rabbeinu says, it's your fault. Di Zahav, you gave them too much. When they said, die, no more Zahav, you gave them too much Zahav, that's why they made the Egel Azav. Mashal Ena Ridoris V'noai Mitoch Kupa Shel Teven El Mitoch Kupa Shel Basar. You give a lion some teven, he'll eat a little bit, but he's not going to start roaring and crawling and everything. Roaring and clawing. You give him basar, he rips the whole thing apart, and now he needs more all of a sudden. So when you gave the Jewish people the zav, you caused them, quote unquote, to then do the chet egel. Amr B'Yoshia, Ad Yeravam HaYisrael Yom Kim Egel Echad. Until Yeravam, the Jewish people were punished for 1 egel. Mikan ve'elech mishnayim u'shlosha agalim. From then on, they were punished for 2 and 3 egels. Like we said yesterday, he put 2 additional egels. So originally there was 1. Then when he put 2, 1 in Dun and 1 in Beis El, now they were punished for 2 and 3 as well. Amr B'Yitzchak, Ein lecha paranus v'paranus shabala olam she'ein ba echad me'esrim v'arba. Rashi says it's just an exaggeration. That's not an exact number. Everything that happens to the Jewish people is in some way rooted back to the sin of the chet egel. I will go and I will be pokad your chatas from you forever. Says Rabbi Chanina, he says it's not forever. After 24 generations, this pasuk expired. And Rashi goes through the big Rashi on the left. He says that 24 generations from the Chet Egel to Tzidkiah, who was in the time that the first Beit HaMikdash was destroyed, and therefore he says it's not forever, but after 24 generations, finally the punishment for the Chet Egel expired. This Yeravam, who haven't been a Talmud Chacham, after the things, he didn't come back and do tshuva. What's after the thing? Mayacher, what does it mean after? Amar of Abba. Achar shetafsa kadosh baruch hu liyeravam bevigdo. God grabbed Yeravam, kiviyachol, on his baguette. V'amalo chazer b'chavad niviato benisha nitayu b'gan Eden. Do tshuva, and then me, you, and David HaMelech will hang out in Gan Eden. So he was such a chutzpahnik. Amar lo mi barosh. Who's going to be leading the way? Ben Yishai Barosh. David's going to be leading the way. Ihachi lo ba'ina. If not, I don't want Gan Eden. If I can't be the head, I'm not interested. Wow. Rabbi Avo, Havaragad Avakadarsh B'Shlosha Malachim. Rabbi Avo used to give shir about these 3 malachim that we're talking about. Achav, Menashe, and Yeravam. Right? Says the Gemara, Chalashi got sick. She got it from a sign from God that he shouldn't be talking about these 3 malachim too much. Yes, we can learn a little bit about them, but he found it like maybe speaking too much lashon hara about the malachim. He's using them, etc. Kevan disra behadar kadarsh. So he got better. De ispata, de ispach hadar kadarshe. He got better. He said, "Okay, forget it. I'm talking about them again." Amri, his student, said to Abakuf Beis and Beis, "Lo kabila salacha de lo derashmu." Don't you realize that you got sick because of the fact that you were discussing them, and then you stopped and you got better? Why do you start again? Amr inu miyadru behu de ana haderbi. They didn't do tshuva. Why should I do tshuva? They were punished and they didn't do tshuva. So I'm going to continue to talk about them, and I'm not going to say that I was punished and I'm going to do tshuva. Very, very fascinating. Says the Gemara, Rav Ashi Oki Shloshim Malachim. Rav Ashi was teaching the lecture, the shir, and he got to the part of the Shloshim Malachim. Amar, it's time for recess. Lamachar niftach b'chavrin. We'll stop here. Tomorrow we'll talk about our chaverim, our friends, the 3 mighty kings. Asa Menashe is chazalei b'chalmei. So Menashe took the opportunity that night, and he came to him in a dream. Amar chavercha v'chaverai de'avrucha karsan. You calling me your friend? What does that mean? Said, you want to be my friend? I know how to learn, says Menashe. Clearly, you should know how to learn too. Let me ask you a halachic question. When you cut the bread for Amotzi, where do you cut from? Amar lei, he said, Lo Yadana. I have no idea, Rav Ashi says. Amar lei, me'echad devayis l'mishra Amotzi lo gemiras v'chavercha karsan. You have no idea where to cut the bread and you're calling you a friend of ours? Amar lei, agmar li l'machar derishna lei mishmech b'pirkai. He said, okay, do me a favor, teach me, and tomorrow I'll quote in your name. Last night when I was talking to Menashe, this is what Menashe told me. Amalei mehecha dekarim bishula. From wherever the bishula is hot. Rashi gives 3 different opinions, and he says for Rishon Nira, The first one he gives is the rifta mimakom shenikra paneh shel pas b'tanur, place where it becomes like dark. Dahainu milamala o misvivos hapas o mishulav aval be'emsa lo shemiviu lefanav pruta shalachem lo yeh botzeh mevarach el mishulei hapas v'lo me'emtziso. Doesn't explain the reason, but he says you shouldn't cut the middle of the pas. I got to start changing the way that I cut my challah. So you shouldn't cut the middle of the challah. You should cut from the end. You see people cut from the end first. I'm not sure if he brings down. Does he bring down in the art school a reason for that?
Less cooked.
It's less cooked in the middle, and therefore what?
It's supposed. I heard you cut off the end, so that it's supposed to be it's your memory. That you don't eat that piece. You cut a piece off first.
You don't cut it.
Cut what you're going to eat right away. In other words, if it's in the middle, you cut slices, but not everything.
Right. It sounds like the way that the rabbi's saying over here that it's something to do with the fact that it's cooked better. Okay, interesting. But it seems like there's different reasons. Amar lei me'acher dechachmiso kulei ma'itama ka palchitu la'avodas kochavim. Said if you're such a smart guy, Menashe, so why are you bowing down to idols? Amar lei, here's a cell phone line. Ihava hasam havas nakidna b'shifule glima v'rahatata abasrei. If you were there, you would have literally like pulled off part of the pants that was keeping you to the seat, and you would have ran after it. So tomorrow he came and he didn't even call him Machaver anymore. Now he called him his Rebbe. Let's start with my Rebbe. And again, it's hard to understand, but basically what he's saying, and we talk about this a lot, not necessarily in public, but I think about it a lot, that we talk about the fact that they were so engrossed in avodah-zarah, and we have no understanding of what that means. What does that mean? Like, what's the temptation to bow down to avodah-zarah? And if you take it to our generation and you deal with arayos, or you deal with our avodah-zarah, the cell phone, so you understand the addictions that we have and the addictions that many people have to cell phones. That's the similar addiction, that we can't go 10 minutes, 20 minutes, we can't sit in a shiur, we can't daven, we can't do anything, we can't sit at a dinner table without checking our cell phone and feeling like we're missing something. And not that it's not, as he checks his cell phone, not that there are things that we can't do good with it as well, but that's the addiction of this generation, is that we can't sit in a shiur without having the cell phone here because we're afraid we're going to miss. There's a certain enzyme, I don't know, you're a doctor, that's created in our minds, and eventually everybody at some level becomes addicted, that they literally have to check what dopium, that you have to... Dopamine. You have to check it every 5, 6. I mean, look at an average kid. You can't go 3 minutes. Adults are not so much better. Just watch me when I speak with you in Chamarv and see how many people are on their cell phone. But that's just the way it is. It's just the way it is nowadays. But again, a little bit of a taste.
There's nothing to do with you speaking.
And nothing to do with my speaking. I know. They do it to other people also. It's okay. But at the end of the day, I'm just giving the example because we can't relate to avodah-zarah, but that's what it was like for them. The same way that they couldn't handle the avodah-zarah, or even on a greater level. I don't even know which is worse. But the taiva, Menashe said, if you were with me, you would have been 10 times running to avodah-zarah. And that sort of, every generation has their quote-unquote avodah-zarah, which seemingly the cell phone is in our generation. So if we think a little bit of like how we relate and how people become addicted to things like that, and to inappropriate images and things like that, that's a little bit of how they felt when it came to avodah-zarah. Zog the Gemara, that's my Moshe Shmuz for really the year. Achav, ach l'shamayim al avodas kochavim. So he was a brother l'shamayim, even though Rashi seems to explain ach differently, ra l'shamayim, but Pashup Pshat is he was a brother l'shamayim, and he was an av l'avodas kochavim. He was a father to avodas kochavim. This is achav. Now we're talking about. We're done with Yeravam, now achav, and then Menashe. Then we got the big three. Says the Gemara, ach l'shamayim dechsiv ach l'tzara yulad. Av l'avodas kochavim dechsiv kirachim av al banim. He loved avodas kochavim as much as an av has mercy on his son. Vahian akel lechto bechatas Yeravam ben Nevat. Amar b'Yochanan. He went in the chatas of Yeravam ben Nevat. So it's saying that Achav followed Yeravam's path. Kalo sha'asa Achav kechamuro sha'asa Yeravam. The little things that Achav did were as bad as the bad things that Yeravam did, and for sure the bad things that Achav did were terrible. But the question is, why did the pasuk compare him to Yeravam out of all people? What did Yeravam do? Yeravam was the first king that got the Jewish people to go off the derech. So therefore he wasn't only bad, he caused others to go bad as well, and therefore when it compared Achav to him, compared Achav to Yeravam. Again, part of this idea. So addicted that every single place, every single furrow in Eretz Yisrael, he placed avodas kochavim so that he could be worshipped. How do you know that Achav will not get olam-haba? Mishtin b'kir va'atzor v'azuv b'Yisrael. Atzor b'olam-haba, he'll be stopped in this world, va'azuv l'olam-haba, and he'll be gone in the next world. So gone is Yeravam and gone is Achav. Amr Rabbi Yochanan made ma zacha Amri l'malchus. Who's Amri?
His father.
Excellent. Good. Give that man a candy. Mibnei ma zacha Amri l'malchus. Mibnei shehosif krach echad be'eretz Yisrael, because he set up one additional city. Even though he wasn't necessarily the best person, he set up another fortified city in Eretz Yisrael to protect Eretz Yisrael. Shneimar, as it says, Vayiken es ahar Shemron me'ei shemer bebichrayim kesa vayiven es ahar vayikrat shem ha'ir sherban al shem shemer adonai hahar shomeron. Zak the Gemara. Amar Yochanan mibnei ma zacha Achav l'malchus chav beishana. So we have this question that we've asked a few times about different people. If Achav was so bad, so why did he rule for 22 years? What did he do right? So he must have done something right in his life. Because he had kavod for the Torah at least. This goes along with what we were saying before. Just because there's people, again, just to use it, lahavdil nowadays, there are people that are addicted and this and that, and they're still learning Torah. People that are addicted to numerous things, cell phones and inappropriate images and stuff, and they're still talmidei chachamim. The two things are not necessarily dependent on each other. Doesn't necessarily help, but the two things are not dependent on each other. So to over here, he might have been a rush about certain things, but he was still mechabe the Torah, which was given with 22 letters. Why 22 letters? Because there's 22 letters in the Aleph base. Shenamar, vayishlach malachim malachim Yisrael ha'ira. So they sent malachim when they were going to attack. They sent the following message to Achav. Vayomer lo, Ko Amar ben Hadad. Ben Hadad says the following: Kaspacha v'zahavcha lihu. Your kasam and your zav, I'm about to capture you. It all becomes mine. V'nashachu banecha tovim li'em. And the wives and the sons, the good ones, will become mine. Ki'im ka'is machar ashalach es avdi elecha v'chafsu es beischa v'es batei avadecha v'haya kol machmar einecha yasimu biyadam v'lakachu. So you're going to give me your children, your money, and anything that's machmar einecha. He adds at the very end, anything that your einayim desire. What does that mean? What is your einayim desire? Vayomer leMalachi ben Hadad. So Achav sends back, Amr ladoni hamelach, kol asher shalachte el avdecha barishona eseh. Right? The woman and the children, you can have. No problem. Who does it sound like? Lot. Take my daughters. The woman and the children, the money you can have. But this last thing of kol machamadinech I can't do. Remember, what is the point of the story? To show that he appreciated Torah. My machamadinech. What does it mean? You can't take it. Lav sefer Torah. Does it not mean the sefer Torah? You can have everything but the sefer Torah. Maybe it means you can have everything but the idols. Says Gemara, Lo sagadaitach, Tithtiv vayomer lov kol hazakenim v'chol ha'am. It says that the zakenim and the am said, no, you can't give that stuff up. And he was saying, you're right, I can't give that stuff up. So it can't be avodas kachavim, because if it was avodas kachavim, how could it be that the zakenim said, don't give that up? Says the Gemara, V'dilma sabi debasa havu. Maybe it was the sabi debabasa, maybe it was the zakenim shvalim, maybe it was the elders who worshipped avodah-zarah. Milo ksiv does not say vayasher hadavar b'nei Avshalom v'hazakenim u'b'nei kol ziknei Yisrael. You see that at the times of Avshalom, the ziknei Yisrael were also shvalim. They were worshiping avodah-zarah. V'amar Rabbi Yosef sabi debavasa. So maybe Lamaisa, he's saying, I'm not giving up the avodas kochavim, not a sefer Torah. I'm not giving up the avodas kochavim. And the reason that it says ziknei Yisrael is because the ziknei Yisrael at the time were also worshiping avodah-zarah. Says the Gemara, it can't be. Hasam lo ksiv v'chol ha'am. Hacha ksiv v'chol ha'am. Ti'efsher de lahavu b'hon sadike. Beautiful. Over here, if you read the pasuk, what does he say? Vayomer elav ta'achav kol hazikenim. That's fine. The zikenim can be people that worship avodah-zarah. V'chol ha'am. It's impossible that the entire nation said, don't give up avodah-zarah. Keep the avodah-zarah for us. Even if you say that some of the zikenim or many of the zikenim were serving avodah-zarah, it can't be v'chol ha'am. Therefore, if it must have been v'chol ha'am, the only thing that v'chol ha'am could have possibly, that every single person could have said, or that there could have been somebody, v'chol ha'am, that the entire nation could have said, don't give up, that was a sefer Torah, which makes it even deeper. That means that they served avodah-zarah, many of the people served avodah-zarah as well, and they still wouldn't give up the Torah. Fascinating. It says the Gemara, Chsiv, and it says, V'hisharti b'Yisrael shivas alafim, kol ha'brachim asher lo karu, kol ha'birkayim asher lo karu lebal, kol ha'per asher lo nashak lo. So there were 7,000 people who didn't bow down to Baal. But again, what we see from here, for our purposes, is that Achav, even though he served avodah-zarah, he still was machshiv and kibei the Torah, and therefore he was zochel lemalchus for chav beis shana keneged the chav beis otios of the aleph beis with which the Torah was written, which again is fascinating. Amar Rav Nachman, Achav shakul haya. He was 50-50. He had half averos and half mitzvos. Shnema v'yomer Hashem yifases Achav v'yal v'yipol b'romas gilav v'yomer zebeko v'yomer v'zeomer beko. So, interestingly, so he was shakul, but HaKadosh Baruch Hu said it's time. He sinned too much. It's time to get rid of him. The problem is I can't get rid of him if he's 50-50. So I need somebody from up here, says God, to volunteer to go down there, get Achav to sin, and Lamaisa, once he sins, then we could kill him. This is similar to other people, like when we said that David HaMelech was learning Torah, and we said other people were learning Torah, and the Malach HaMavetz couldn't kill them. So he's saying it's time for Achav to go, and now I need a volunteer to be mefat to him. What does that mean? To seduce him, to seduct him. Maskelo Rav Yosef. Man dechase beirak lo haya ka'achav asher yismakir lasos rabbeinu Hashem asher hisiso so izevel ishto. 1 second. You're telling me that he was 50-50? Don't you see that there was nobody like Achav who did Ra? V'tanina, furthermore, b'chayom ha'isa shokela shiklei zal avodah-zarah. Every day he started avodah-zarah. At amar shokol haya, he was 50-50? Listen to this. Ela Achav vatram b'mamona haya. He was very generous with his money. Umitoch, if you look at the Mitzoras Hashas, shehayanen mehane talmidei chachamim minechasav kifru lo mechsa. Since he supported talmidei chachamim, he gave to all the kollels in the city. He sent money to Eretz Yisrael, to all the kollels. 50% of his averos were forgiven. Now he was 50-50.
And they took his money?
Took his money, sure. Why not?
Business is business.
Vayetze, I would take your money. Vayetze aruach vayamo lifnei Hashem vayomer ani afatenu vayomer Hashem elav bameh vayomer eitze. So we have a volunteer. I will seduce him. The ruach says. We'll see what the ruach is. Hashem says, how are you going to do it? Vayomer eitze, I'm going to go. Vayisi ruach sheker b'fi kol neviyav. I'm going to put ruach sheker in the mouths of his neviim, and the Maisa, they're going to put him in the wrong way. They're going to lead him in the wrong way. Vayomer tifatev v'gam tuchal. Okay, say v'asekein. Go out and do this. Just as an aside, if you learn these Gemaras in Chelek and you're not interested in studying Navi afterwards, so I'm not sure what's going to get you to study Navi, but Navi is fascinating, and the Maisa still speaks to our generations, and we should do more of it. Says the Gemara, my ruach. So what's this ruach? Amar b'yochanan rucho shel Navos HaYisraeli. Navos HaYisraeli. So we said, remember we had that story, I don't remember exactly what daf, but Achav, I believe, had killed him when he wanted his field. Right. So Lamaisa, this Ruach of Navos HaYisraeli was going now, and he said, time for me to take revenge. Might say, so why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu have to say the end? He could have just said, do what you want. Why does he say, get out of here? Amravina tsei mimechitzasi. Shekein ksiv dover shkarim lo yichavein leneged einai. Fascinating. Because Baruch Hu agrees with the plan, but he says, you still got to get away from me. Because I'm kulo emes, and I can't have somebody who's going to do sheker and going to get the Nevi'im to speak sheker. You can't be in front of my presence, says God.
Plausible denial.
Amar of Papa. Maybe. Hainu damri inchi depara kine machriv beise. Somebody who tries to take kina, somebody who's jealous, somebody who tries to take revenge. You're basically ruining your house because you're chasing Kadosh Baruch Hu out of your house. And if the Shekhinah is not sure in your house, then Lamaisa, you're in trouble. So you need to have emes in the house. Vayas Achav es Asher Vayosef Achav lasos lahachas es Hashem la'isam mikol malchei Yisrael asher hayu lefanav. He continued to do bad. Amar Yochanan shekasav al daltos Shomron. He did so bad that he wrote on the daltos of Shomron the following: Achav kafar beloy Yisrael. I Achav am kofar in God. Lefichach ein lo chelak beloy Yisrael. Therefore he has no chelak in Elohim Yisrael and ein lo chelak olam-haba. Vayivakesh es Achazyahu vayilkeduhu v'hu mischabei b'Shomron. Achazyahu was who? I'll be impressed if you get that one. Who was Achazyahu? He was the grandson of Achav, and he went and he was grandson of Achav. You got the article? He agrees with me?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
His father married Achav's daughter.
Thank you. Amar Ablebi sheyakoder askaros v'kotev avodas kochavim tachtein. His grandson went in his path. He used to take Torah scrolls. He would erase anywhere it said Hashem's name, and he would write the name of avodas kochavim instead. And it was interesting to note that Vayichabe, that he had to hide in the Shomron, because as Rashi points out, the people at the time were more of tzaddikim, at least some of them, and therefore they would not have allowed him to get away with this in public. Certain times the Jewish could get away with that in public. We're all starting to go to Kochavim perfect, so we could erase. At that time, they wouldn't allow him to get away with it, so he had to hide, and he would erase Sifrei Torah, and he would go in and he would write avodas Kochavim in the Sefer Torah. Mamish, so engrossed, hard. It's like hard to relate to. That is Achav. So we got Yeravam, we got Achav, and now we finish off the big three. Menashe, Shenasha Yah. He was Nasha Hashem. He forgot God. He made the Jewish people forget their Father in heaven. How do you know that Menashe didn't go to the olam-haba? Dichsiv ben shtemes reishana Menashe b'malcho v'chamisha v'chameshana b'melch b'Yushalayim vayas hara vayas ashera really kasher asa achav vayas ashera, he made an ashera kasher asa achav melech Yisrael ma achav ein lo chelek olam-haba af Menashe ein lo chelek olam-haba. So he has no chelek in olam-haba. Rabbi Yehuda says no. Omer Menashe yesh lo chelek olam-haba. He did tshuva. So there's a machlokes now, Mitzias. Did Menashe do tshuva or did he not do tshuva? Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Ushnei mikrayacha darshu. Both opinions who say that he did tshuva, that's Rabbi Yehuda, and he didn't do tshuva, that's the Rabbanan. Both opinions learn from the same pasuk. Shneamar, Unisatim lizava lechol mamlechos haaretz biglal Menashe ben Chizkiyahu melech Yehuda asher asa b'Yerushalayim. It talks about the Jewish people getting punished. They're getting punished because of Menashe. What does it mean to be punished because of Menashe? Mar Sava, Rabbi Yehuda says they're getting punished biglal Menashe sasa tshuva v'invelo avid. Menashe did tshuva. Because of Menashe means that Menashe did tshuva and they didn't follow in his ways, and therefore they're getting punished and not Menashe. Umar Sava, the Rabbanan say biglal Menashe de lo avid tshuva. They're getting punished because Menashe did not do tshuva and they're following in his ways. Either way, they either followed in his way according to the Rabbanan because he didn't do tshuva, or according to Rabbi Yehuda, they didn't follow in his way when he did tshuva and therefore they were punished. Let's just finish a few more lines. Rabbi Yochanan, Kola Omer, Rabbi Yochanan who says that he did tshuva. Rabbi Yehuda says he did tshuva. Kola Omer Menashe ein lo chelek olam-haba, and he didn't do tshuva. Merape yeden shel balei tshuva. You're basically tying the hands of the balei tshuva. You're turning them off because you're basically taking somebody who did tshuva and could be an inspiration for other people, and you're losing that inspiration by saying that he didn't do tshuva. The Tani Tana Kamei Rabbi Yochanan, Menashe asa tshuva. Shloshim v'shalosh shanim, dichsiv. Ben shtemes reishana Menashe b'malcho. He became the king at 12. V'chamishim v'chameshana malach b'Yerushalayim. And 55 years he was king. Vayas ashera kasher asa achav melech Yisrael. Kama melech achav. How long? He made an Asherah for the amount of time that Achav ruled. How long did Achav rule? We just said 22 years, like the Aleph base. Kama malach Achav, Esrin v'tartin shanin. So he made an Asherah for the amount of time that Achav ruled, 22 years. Menashe kama malach, how long did he rule? We just said 55 years. Chamishim v'chamesh. Dal minayu Esrin v'tartin pashalu tzklasin v'tzlas. That means he ruled for 55 years, and he made an Asherah like Achav the Melech. That means he made an Asherah, he served avodah-zarah for the amount of time that Achav ruled, which was 22 years. So out of his 55 years, he served avodah-zarah for 22 years, which leaves 33 years of his ruling when he did not serve avodah-zarah, which according to Rabbi Yochanan, according to Rabbi Yehuda, meant that he did tshuva and was serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Rabbi Chanan ben HaKadosh Baruch Hu Zayisov, Yechad ben Tom Yisrael Shneimar, Adonai chavetz aman tziko yagdil Torah v'yadir. Thank you.
But if he did tshuva, why did he make such a big deal of that? He did tshuva.